Welcome to another episode of the Suplex Society. I'm CE. This is Luis.
You had to think about that for a while.
I did have to think about it. How's your weekend?
Oh, not bad. Not bad. I got to do a couple of things that I wanted to do. It was productive. I got some of my chores done. I found out I had a leak under the sink, so I had to work on that. But I like working on stuff like that.
I finally, after 2 months of being displaced from Hurricane Beryl, was able to get everything moved into a new apartment.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So you're officially out of your
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow I'll be able to stay there full time.
Good.
Got a.
I know that was costing
$1,300 for a bed. Bet they're expensive.
Yes, they are. I got mine off Amazon. I think it was like $200.
No, I can't do it.
No,
I couldn't do a box mattress.
No, I had to. I had to stay under a specific budget.
Well, I'd never been mattress shopping in my life.
Yeah.
And
mattresses are expensive.
I went and laid on like every mattress they had in stock.
Yeah.
Because I don't sleep as it is.
Are you a firm mattress, soft mattress, or kind of like a medium?
It's like a medium firm.
Gotcha. Okay.
So not hard, but not soft.
Kind of like a medium well.
Yeah, pretty
gotcha. Okay.
But, I mean, I'm just ready to be in the new place. Oh. I mean, we got a lot of organizing to do, which I hate that part of things, but I'm OCD.
Yeah, for me, when I move to a different place, I live out of boxes for at least the first month or two.
No, it'll be done within a week.
Oh, good for you, man. You're better than me.
I'm OCD, so.
Yeah. I don't know what's happened here because we have a mess here, but you can't all bring.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out what Chesko wants to do if we're gonna move, if we're gonna, I don't know what we're doing. Because he says he forgets to pay the rent.
Hey, allegedly.
And allegedly he forgets to pay the rent. So I don't know what we're doing. Yeah, and I'd hate to paint the front room.
I do it.
My wife's supposed to help me.
Okay.
Anyways, mediocre week in WWE.
Tell me why that is. The reason why I think it's been a mediocre week is because I haven't heard a lot from wrestling lately.
So, Friday was the last episode on Fox.
Oh, because they're moving to USA, right?
They're moving to USA, and it's going to be 3 hours.
SmackDown's going to be 3 hours?
And Raw, starting on October 7th,
they must
will go down to 2 hours.
Yeah, okay. They probably have to keep some sort of contract with
so
USA.
WWE has an agreement to go to finish with Raw until their new contract starts with Netflix.
Right. So what I mean is like I would assume that the reason why they made SmackDown 3 hours instead of 2 hours.
I don't know if it's going forward. I know the premiere is going to be 3 hours.
Ah, okay. Okay, that would make sense.
But, I mean, if they're making Raw for the rest of the year go 2 hours every Monday from 8 to 10, then SmackDown might be going 3 hours every Friday.
That's what I would think. That's what I'm saying. WWE must have had some sort of contract with USA stating whichever show you have here has to be 3 hours because we have allotted that time outside.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and I think they're going to go down to 2 hours on Netflix.
It's a hit and miss. I think right now there's a reason to do a 3 hour show because of how much talent there is, but it's difficult engaging the audience for a full 3 hours.
Yeah. I figured that, they go by, I don't know if they go by the Nelson ratings anymore. You know what Nelson ratings are?
No.
So, back in the early 96, 97, WCW and WWF went to head-to-head ratings war.
Right.
And they gauged it off of the Nelson ratings. So, it's basically, they would go by quarter hour. And at the top of every hour, they had to be engaged, have something big planned.
So, that's viewership that you have during that time period.
Yeah.
How do they... I don't know. I'm asking you.
I mean, they put the stars that, quote unquote, make the money in those spots. So back then it would have been the NWO Goldberg, you know.
Right. The
So
big names.
I don't know what they're doing. There's been a lot of talks about Endeavor's trying to push Triple H out.
Really?
I don't know if it's true though.
I would hope not.
It's coming from a WWE Hall of Famer. Not gonna name the
Why
person because
This is the podcast for
we
WWE.
don't want to give them shit.
So
Anyways,
I want to know off camera, off the record. They don't have to know.
Moving on.
Okay, I guess.
They're kind of rebuilding the Judgment Day. The original Judgment Day.
So the Terror Twins are rebuilding their
No.
Judgment Day, or
so the new Judgment Day, they're now Judgment Day, and Rhea and Damien
or the Terror Twins
are their Terror Twins.
Yeah.
So they're kind of rebuilding them because they've had 2 straight major losses. Raw was sort of, I mean, they were mediocre matches.
Oh. Rebuilding, you mean by like the credibility?
Yes.
Okay.
So they were mediocre matches, but it did the storyline justice where they're making them. Because the first match that they had, it was one of the matches they had, it was Finn Bálor versus Rey Mysterio. Finn Bálor versus Rey Mysterio.
This is on Raw?
Yeah, last night.
Okay.
It was Finn Bálor versus Rey Mysterio. Went to a DQ, I think.
For a good reason, or like they're trying to have Rey Mysterio still be coming out on top?
They want to. Finn's been kind of, I think, undervalued and pushed under the mat. Like
for a long time, or just for this time?
For a long time.
Okay, I remember
because he was
like the chosen child. He was the first Universal Champion, and then he got injured that time,
and they punished him. I think it was a punishment. I think this has all been a punishment. They put him in a faction, and while it's been a faction that has drawn money and ratings,
it hasn't been him to draw the money or the ratings.
No,
it's been Rhea Ripley. It's been Dominic. But even them, I think. But it hasn't been him specifically.
They did an interview between him and Damien. He finally explained why he turned on. He's like, every time I tried to help you, you tried to push me down, further down. You kept me from being world champion. Rhea is still selling the injury from last week.
Okay.
So she comes out because the whole Judgment Day attacks Damien.
Was this an interview in the ring?
Yeah. It was an in-ring interview.
Who was doing the interviewing?
It wasn't an interview. It was confrontation.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then, like I said, Damien, they're trying to get him back to his dark side kind of thing. They did build up a match for Bad Blood October 5th in Atlanta, Georgia, if you want to go or watch on Peacock. It's going to be Damien versus Finn.
Okay.
And then later in the night, because of Liv Morgan, Dom got the win over, what is his name? Dragon Lee.
Who's Dragon Lee?
He's part of the LWO. It has to do with Rey Mysterio. But
so they're going in that
Liv direction. Morgan, distraction. It's basically going back to what Judgment Day is known for. What every heel faction is known for.
Winning by
bullshit.
Yeah. Low blows and
distractions. So the match was, again, mediocre. I gave it a C. Both matches got a C. But Dom, when it comes to storyline, it did it justice. It's moving the storyline along.
Do you like the way the storyline is moving, like in the direction that it's moving? Because one thing to move the storyline, and you can
Dom has to be in a faction right now. I don't think he would be a good
individual
singles wrestler right now. That's why they put him in the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
They like the work that Dom is doing, obviously, because he's getting more TV time. He's getting, Dom is every time he wrestles, he gets better. And they were
He's
under
a sponge.
the impression that if they put him in the ring with anybody, everybody, big men, no matter who they are,
Yeah.
he's gonna get better in that
Good.
sense.
Good, man. And it's essentially it's true.
Yeah, for sure.
As long as he's coachable.
Yeah. If he's not coachable, this doesn't work.
Of course.
Damien just needs it. Damien. It was also announced Rhea Ripley will be facing Liv Morgan at Bad Blood for the Women's World Championship.
Oof. Who do you think wins?
See, Rhea pinned Liv at Bash in Berlin. I don't think they give it back to her yet
Rhea pinned Liv Morgan? Oh, yes, she did.
in the tag team match.
Who has the championship right now? Liv, right?
Liv.
So that wasn't for... Okay,
It was a tag team.
Right, yes.
So so it was interesting. I don't know. Rhea is bigger, but I think they keep Liv longer as champion. She hasn't been champion that long.
I agree.
I
like that because,
Sami Zayn's still pushing for a world title match with Gunther.
We're changing subjects?
Yeah.
Ow.
Unless you had something else.
No, I'm just agreeing with you. I like that statement because I think it's very true. And
they're all about longer title reigns.
And as it should be.
Because
if you're going to put the title on somebody, have it mean something, right?
Yeah.
I use it as a catalyst to start building that talent more than they should already be, because they should already gotten to a point where they deserve to be the champion, and that championship could. I know that the person makes a championship, but that championship gives a person more credibility.
Of course,
I think Liv Morgan needs to win a little bit more uninterrupted matches in order for her to have the credibility that comes behind it.
Yeah.
But she doesn't need to do that right now.
Yeah, no. I think Liv will win. I don't know how yet. Give it a few more weeks off.
I think it's going to be by interruption. So they're going to... Dominic is going to say something, or Terror Twins.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait like a week or two, and then I'll give you my prediction.
Okay.
Because I want to see what happens.
Do. Yeah. Okay.
Raw's first match of the night was a street fight.
Between whom?
Wyatt Six and an American Made. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
For any kind of like no DQ, and I'm taking a dig at something, okay? Because there's been some negative feedback toward this match because there wasn't blood. Do you think that blood is needed to sell a story?
Absolutely not. A good storyteller is going to tell a good story no matter whether it has blood or not.
There is a lot of feedback because the match didn't have blood.
Was it gruesome?
It didn't. Not really.
Was it... How long was it?
16 minutes.
16?
16 minutes and 22 seconds.
So a 20-minute match. Going back and forth. A lot of that's just going from place to place because that's what a street fight is, right?
But it was an 8-man tag team match.
How can I have a tag team match in a street fight?
That was an 8-man tag team street fight.
How do you tag in?
Look, that's what it was billed as.
Okay.
It was an 8-man tag team street fight. I mean, it was basically a tornado. Basically, everybody was in the ring at the same time.
Okay, what is a street fight? Because maybe I just don't understand what a street fight is. A street fight
basically like being in the streets. Where, like, American Made came out in, like, jeans.
Good,
they were wearing the cut. And it reminded me of Team Angle because they had the star on the chest. And I don't know where they're going with it. With American Made. This ends this storyline, for sure. This is the end of this.
So this street fight?
Yes.
Who won?
Wyatt Six.
As it should. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
I don't know. A lot of people I'm not one of them. Think that it's going to hurt Chad Gable, but I think he can regroup because he's had some good singles matches in the last year. I think they'll regroup as a group. It's just Wyatt Six. They needed somebody for Wyatt Six to
Start the feud.
start their whatever they're doing with them. I don't know who. I mean, if we're going off the thing where we're going off after families, I wouldn't be surprised if Judgment Day isn't next, like the new Judgment Day, because they turn on. Judgment Day was supposed to be family.
So many things to unpack here. One, I do think that it hurt Chad Gable. Two,
why do you say that?
Why? I told you he reminds me of Heath Slater, right? I told you.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in a forever mid card talent.
Who?
Chad Gable. That's how we'll feel. And doing this, it kind of solidifies that. They'll use him to build other athletes up, other wrestlers up. Now, do I think this coming back? It's a way to come back from this? Absolutely. I think you build this up, and you could even build it up for a bigger fight in the future with the Wyatt Six.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you beat us then, but now we're stronger, we're better, we're elite, whatever you want to call it, right? Well, let's not say elite because that has certain connotations, right? But we are better than we were before.
Yeah, for sure.
But it depends how.
I don't think it'll hurt him.
I do. Wait, okay, but make your case.
Okay, we've seen the matches that he's had with Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was close to winning the Intercontinental Championship. Kind of like what they're doing with Jey Uso. They give him almost the big one, and then they take it from him.
Yes, but you can't the two aren't comparable in my eyes. Why?
They're different style wrestlers.
Forget the style. Think about the star power. Star power, and not in who they are, but who they've been around.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yes.
But Jey Uso has been booked that way. It's a booking issue. What is happening with Chad Gable is not his fault.
But you can say that about anything. You
No.
can say that about Roman Reigns.
Well, no. Hear me out. And I only say that because, I don't know, it could be something behind the scenes where Chad did something and pissed off somebody. It could be Jey Uso just made the right people happy. It happens. No matter what it is. If it's his fault, creative people don't know how to use him, I don't like how they're leaning him toward like a Kurt Angle role.
I don't either. I think
because he's not a Kurt Angle.
He's not. Kurt Angle worked because of one, the time, and two, he was a gold medalist.
So was Chad.
Chad was a gold medalist?
He was. I think so.
I don't think Chad. Well, I could be wrong. I don't think Chad was a gold medalist, but
he was an Olympic wrestler. Though.
Yes, he was. That I agree.
I don't know if he.
But I don't think he was a gold medalist. But even if he was, they needed to have started with him from the get-go in that way. They can't start trying to use his gold medal to push him now. They would have done that at the beginning.
Oh, okay. He
was an Olympic wrestler.
He was knocked out. He finished ninth.
I see. Ninth. Not even second.
Either way, he's not as charismatic as Kurt Angle is.
Well, I don't know. I don't know because he hasn't been given the opportunity on the mic.
Work.
Exactly. He hasn't been given the opportunity on the mic. So that's why I say I don't know. He could be, or he couldn't be, right? Maybe the reason why they're not giving him the opportunity on the mic is because he's not good.
Maybe the way that they're doing this is that they'll finish this feud and he'll get something better.
That's what we said about Cesaro.
That was they did him wrong.
Absolutely.
They did Cesaro so I wanted him to be world champion.
Look, there's a couple of people I wanted to be like main event talent. Like Give him the company so they can have the company on their back and move
Cesaro
forward.
would have been a good one.
Cesaro. I think Dolph Ziggler. There was a
Yeah, that kind of
that-
sucked. His booking, and that's ultimately the reason why he left.
yeah, absolutely. Look, there was a time to
'Cause
put
they had
the
him
company
losing-
on Dolph Ziggler's back, and it wasn't during his feud with Alberto Del Rio.
They had him lose to Goldberg.
I mean, point made, right?
Like,
The-
why do you have Goldberg comes back and he's facing Dolph Ziggler? Why? Anyway,
They could have turned that ship around and given him the company because he had the cult following like Daniel Bryan did at one point.
yeah, for
There's
sure.
There's
Yeah.
one point where he was giving the mic. He cut a freaking promo about how he's being underutilized, underlooked, undervalued.
But it was a real thing.
and you could tell that it was real, and you could tell that he was good on the mic.
Yeah.
That was the point to start going up,
But they didn't.
but they didn't utilize that.
And now
moment.
he's TNA World Champion. Or he was. I don't know if he still is.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, the main event.
Who was in the main event?
It was Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Strowman.
Who's Ilya Dragunov?
Came from NXT.
Okay.
Had some good matches with Gunther. I went back and watched some of those. I'm starting to watch NXT now.
Okay.
Um,
And he fought Bronson?
Braun Strowman,
Oh, Braun Strowman.
Ilya Dragunov, Jey Uso, and Pete Dunne.
Fatal 4-way or?
Fatal 4-way number one contender. This was the finale of the number one contenders matches.
For the Intercontinental?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jey Uso wins the match.
Really?
Bronson Reed comes out of nowhere and tsunamis Braun Strowman through the announce table.
Okay. I'm trying to picture all this.
It took Braun Strowman out of the match, and Jey Uso beat Ilya Dragunov. He pinned Dragunov.
Who is in the contention for this match? Intercontinental Championship.
Let's see.
Is it now Uso versus?
It's Uso versus Braun now.
I don't think he wins. And surprisingly enough, I don't think it hurts Uso if he doesn't win.
I really think that they're screwing up with Jey Uso too right now.
I agree. I agree because he should be higher in the card. And
He got screwed out of the world title several times.
you know what? I do think he wins. I'm thinking about it.
Then he was having a match. He went and won the tag titles with him and Sami Zayn. Or him
Okay.
and Cody Rhodes. I'm
Okay.
sorry. And then Jimmy screws him out of the titles.
Hmm.
Then he was going to win the world title. And Jimmy Uso again. So, I mean, they got to give him.
This was a while back, right?
It's been building.
Yeah.
Like they've been dropping the ball, and he's he's in your top 4 merch seller.
Yeah, right now it's the time to, and that's why I say I never mind. I think he wins because I don't think Bronson Reed needs it.
Braun Breaker.
Sorry, Braun Breaker. Which was Braun Breaker?
Braun Breaker is the one played at Kennesaw State, and he's really fast.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was. I don't think Braun Breaker needs a win in this situation. I think this is every intercontinental champion wins, and once they lose, and we had a conversation with Sami Zayn, right?
Yeah.
Goes on to better things. It all depends on how the booking is, right?
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing it.
But I think this is one. He doesn't need to win. He's kind of they've developed him to show that he's just a freak of nature as it is. So I think Jey Uso wins while still somehow maintaining the strength and
it might be where he hits the ring post and he rolls them up, kind of like an underdog kind of roll up win, surprise win.
I think it has to be a legitimate win for Jey Uso, but
How do you do that?
And that's what I'm trying to think because I've done it in the past.
Because Braun is so hot.
Oh,
right
look,
now.
I'll show you how. I'll tell you how. Which is the easiest way to do it.
Unless you have
some sort of interference from
Bronson
somebody
Reed.
else.
Bronson Reed's been on a tear right now.
Which was Bronson Reed?
He's the one that tsunami'd Braun Strowman on top of the car.
Perfect. So, and I sound like such a noob keep asking you questions like this. Let's say it's him. I don't think it'll be him.
I don't think it will be either.
It has to be somebody who is higher on the card. But this is how I think it happens. This person, whoever is person X, interrupts the match. Jey Uso wins. Jey Uso has the Intercontinental Championship. There's no reason for Braun Breaker to want to feud with Jey Uso because now he has a reason to feud with this other person X, and that's how it starts building him up.
Somehow, in this little scenario of yours,
yes,
he has to be put back into the Bloodline storyline.
Jey Uso,
yeah,
and that could build up from this, right?
He can't be champion.
Why not?
I don't think because he's got to go to the opposite show.
Or you talking about SmackDown?
Yeah. Or Roman and them have to come to. I don't know how they're going to do this.
No, because this is Raw right now. We're talking about or SmackDown.
We're talking about Raw.
Yes, they're going to bring Roman Reigns over to Raw.
Yeah, but not until just January.
So he doesn't.
But hold
have
on,
to be
hold on,
in
hold
that
on.
storyline right now.
They're building this Survivor Series War Games match, and he's supposed to be in it.
When is Survivor Series?
November, in Vancouver.
Wait, what? 2 months?
Yeah. They're in Vancouver, Canada for that one.
Yeah, they can still build it with Jey Uso being part of it.
I just don't see.
There'd
have to be a reason for him to. You know, you're not gonna have Roman just call him, "Hey."
Okay, who else is in Raw right now? From the Bloodline.
Nobody.
All the
They're all on SmackDown.
Bloodline on SmackDown.
How do you book that? And while we're talking about that, Bloodline related, Cody was so close to giving Jacob Fatu a title match over Solo. And Jacob was like, I love my tribal chief, and kind of creating the tension you were talking about a couple of weeks ago.
What I said. I'm never wrong.
Me neither. Because somehow, some way, if they're going to put him in the match, because it's got to be OG Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0. Or at least that's the going theme right now.
Yeah.
So, you have Jay win the Intercontinental Championship. Or is it just another screw over from
I hope not.
Bloodline?
No. I hope. Well. Oh, that could be
that would bring him.
That could be a way to integrate him to the Bloodline.
Because I wouldn't have Roman just call him up and be like, hey, you want to be my partner kind of thing. Because of everything that happened. Something has to happen. It's got to be a real reason. Not just some bullshit,
But they have time to build up to that.
They got 2 months.
So he wins the
Unless he wins the Intercontinental Championship and then Braun Breaker beats him for it. Like a few weeks down the road.
See, I wouldn't like that booking.
So I don't know.
Yeah. That was a little tricky. I do think that Jey Uso wins. I think there's still a way to integrate him into the storyline with the Bloodline without taking his championship away. 1 and 2. So keep building up Braun Breaker without feuding with Jey Uso again. Because right now, this isn't a feud. This is just a match that they're building because he won.
I think it'll be a one-off, but eventually he has to cash in his rematch clause.
There's no rematch clause in WWE anymore.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not. Because then Roman Reigns would be in the picture right now.
He is. We just don't know.
But that's what a rematch clause is. Rematch clause is...
Okay, but he went away for like months.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on.
We're
in Canada. We were in Canada last night.
Oh, yeah?
Bret Hart was on Raw.
I did see like a little snippet of that, but I didn't see...
Gunther interrupts. Now, you know how Bret Hart's career ended, right?
No.
In WCW?
Oh no.
It was a kick from Goldberg that caused him to have to retire.
Oh, he got retired.
Yes,
I didn't know
because
that.
of an injury.
I didn't know that.
And he blames Goldberg. So Gunther comes
Okay.
out, interrupts him because he's talking about, oh, I was the champion of champions back in the day. And Gunther interrupts. And Gunther's like, you're not even my first favorite wrestler. My real favorite wrestler is Goldberg. Knowing
That's what
that
happened.
they have him and Bret Hart has a problem with Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
Sami Zayn comes out, pleads for another match with Gunther, tells him no. Gunther tells Sami no. And then they get in a brawl, and Sami wins the brawl. Eventually, I think it's leading to a match at Bad Blood that Gunther beats Sami. Because Sami's never going to win the title. I don't think.
Ever?
Right now.
Oh, okay. I do think never.
Things can change. Things always change. Injuries happen. There are people that won the title that shouldn't have won the title that did.
Look, oh my god. There's so many.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like fantasy booking that I have in my mind because of
I know.
like underutilized talents and talents that have hit a peak at a certain point and they just haven't been I guess utilized. But I think Sami Zayn. I wish Sami Zayn would be a champion, but I agree with you when I don't think that anytime soon he's going to be a champion.
But
I agree with that as far as Sami Zayn having a match with Gunther and Gunther winning. I think he should win. It keeps building on the credibility of Gunther.
Yeah, for sure. It has to.
Yeah.
Because Sami was the one that beat him.
And I don't think there's enough hype behind Sami Zayn right now to warrant a title change.
I really think. Yeah, no. Because Gunther's hot.
Yeah.
As a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. Natalya returned. We're going back to this whole Canada thing.
Yeah.
I thought she didn't resign, but she did.
Okay. So she's an actual talent.
She was a mystery partner.
Oh, so she was actually in the ring. Oh, good for her.
It was Lyra Valkyria, Natalya, and what was her name?
How did she do? Did she look like she had ring rust?
No, they used famous Canadian wrestlers' submission moves to win the match.
Ah,
nice
cool.
touch.
Yeah. Paying homage to the history.
Drew. Moving on from that, Drew McIntyre comes, and he's like, "Oh, I'm done with CM Punk. I want the world title."
Isn't that the same thing as CM Punk?
CM Punk did the same thing, and then he beat the shit out of him. Well, then
who beat the shit out of who?
Drew beat the shit out of CM Punk and stuffed the bracelet down his throat.
Okay, I remember that.
So basically, he questions Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett, you know Wade Barrett. Mm-hmm. He was a wrestler at one time in original NXT.
Leader of the NXT. Oh, the Nexus, sorry.
Nexus. Mm-hmm. But first season of NXT.
Yeah. No, not first season of NXT.
It was one of the seasons of NXT.
Yes.
Either way, Daniel Bryan ends up winning that anyway. But he questions Wade Barrett. Like, why'd you stop me from kicking Punk's ass? Like they legitimately like teased Wade Barrett's gonna get back in the ring.
Ah, I like that.
I liked Wade Barrett.
I loved Wade Barrett.
I didn't like the way that they booked him. Cena kind of killed off Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett to me was very much a Cody Rhodes-esque person. And I say person, not character, because I say Cody Rhodes-esque in the way that Cody Rhodes just embodied whichever character he was given, and he thrived with it.
Yeah.
That's how Wade Barrett was.
He was given shit, and he
made it to gold.
Exactly. So they teased that. And then Adam Pearce interrupts. He said he's talked to CM Punk, and I called this at Bad Blood. It is Drew McIntyre, CM Punk 3 inside Hell in a Cell. The end all be all.
Look, okay. I've been saying what I think. Who do you think wins?
Punk.
Why?
They're going to set him up for a match with Gunther.
I like that. I think Punk should win.
It's his first big feud
Yes.
since being back.
I think Punk should win. I don't think he needs to feud with Gunther next because if
I think they're saving it for Survivor Series
in November.
Yeah, so it would be next.
Yeah, so I don't think he needs to feud with Gunther next. I think if he's gonna feud for the championship, for the world championship, it should be a longer build, and it should be because they're going to give him the championship.
I can see that.
I don't think that he needs to be building up right now if he's not going to be winning the championship.
I feel like they need to revisit that Seth.
And that's why I think he needs to go there first before he goes to look if
because the way Seth reacted to the night he returned,
yeah,
it was just a whole thing.
Yeah, I think the bury the hatchet, from what I understand, but
they still got to have that match.
That I agree with that. Can we agree that CM Punk's days in the WWE or just in wrestling in general are numbered?
I'll give him about 2 years.
Okay. I give it about 3. And this is more wishful thinking than actually like, okay, it's going to be 2 years. I think if CM Punk wins, he needs a long run.
But I also think they're going to have him face Cena one more time. You got to remember, Cena plays a big part into 2025.
Okay, so let's book this. 2025 is
Cena's last year.
Cena's last year.
He's got 35 dates scheduled.
Does it end at WrestleMania?
It ends in December. He will be done by the end of.
So they give him the championship at WrestleMania.
CM Punk?
Yeah, or SummerSlam. Probably SummerSlam. It should be WrestleMania.
I don't know.
If they give him the championship, it should be WrestleMania. But I think he comes back.
But he needs to. I mean, yes, he's having this big feud with Drew McIntyre, who was already in the title picture. He still needs. I think that Seth Rollins feud puts him right there at the doors. But he's got to win that feud too.
Ric Flair was 16-time world champion, right?
Yes. Cena's got to beat that.
Is world? Are we including Universal Champion as world champion or specifically world champion?
Look.
So that's you see what I'm asking?
I got you.
Because if it is world champion, it would make sense for CM Punk to go against Gunther and for CM Punk to win against Gunther.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
And then Cena beat him for the 17th one.
And I think that should be at WrestleMania. I think CM Punk should
beat Gunther at WrestleMania.
No. I think it's so
the schedule is it all happens so fast.
Exactly, and I don't want that. I don't like that. How long should Gunther be champion?
I mean, he's had record-setting.
Exactly.
So they need. I think he has to be record-setting.
And if he's not the world champion, what is he? What do they do with him?
He stays in the title hunt if he loses.
Exactly. And if he doesn't win the title after trying again, it diminishes his value.
I want to see a Gunther Cena match.
Okay, so let's build it that way. Okay. CM Punk wins against
Gunther.
No. CM Punk wins against
McIntyre.
Now let's put that aside.
Okay.
Gunther keeps building up. I think that
Punk has his feud with Seth Rollins. That's got to happen first.
Okay, so...
And while that's happening, Gunther's doing something.
Yeah. Building this. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. Okay, so let's put CM Punk aside. Okay, let me think.
You can't really take him and put him back in a. It's hard.
Yes. Okay. CM Punk wins. Gunther. It keeps building up. I'm gonna name dates or end results, and then we'll talk about how we get there. I think that feud between Gunther and Cena starts at.
It's got to start in January.
What?
When they go to Netflix.
Okay.
Because they're
when is Battle Royale?
It's at the end of January.
Okay, thank you. That's perfect.
Unless they moved it, because they've been doing them at the beginning.
Is that the name of the pay-per-view? Battle Royale?
Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble. It's the name of the match, but okay. I think Royal Rumble. Cena returns.
I mean, he's returning on the first Raw on Netflix.
Okay. I don't like that.
See, they have to. It's Netflix. They're making the big move. It's a big money contract. Rock's gonna be there too.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, forget about the build. End results. The feud begins in January with Gunther. It builds up to WrestleMania. WrestleMania is what? March? April. Builds up to in April, right? Gunther brings up his championship clause, loses to Cena, giving Cena more credibility. Now he goes on the 17-time world champion tour.
I think he loses. He'll end his career losing the title.
And I think he should lose it to CM Punk at Survivor Series in November.
Ooh.
So that's
but
where
somewhere in between that, Cena's got to have a match with Orton as well. I think they're doing a one last time, like, kind of vibe. So I think they'll do Cena and Punk, Cena and Orton. Those are the only two that are set.
We have to have Cena and Punk, Cena and Orton, Cena and Gunther. Okay, Cena and Gunther. You say do people want Cena and Gunther?
I don't know.
Or do you want?
I want Cena and Gunther.
So he doesn't have to be against.
No, he doesn't. But something's got to be there for Gunther.
What's going to? Oh, that would have been perfect for Orton to win, but they had to build Gunther up. I don't think.
And who do you have Cena's last match against?
I think it'd be better to have it against Orton. I think that's like the.
So that is you saying Orton's gonna win the title?
No, because he can lose it before his last match. He could lose it, and it could be like a retirement match. It could be a retirement match. It could be
with Ric Flair.
You took the words out of my mouth. It could be like, I'm sorry, and he does the.
That should have made me cry.
That's storytelling in the ring.
Yeah,
at its finest, right?
Hey, in 1998, Shawn Michaels wouldn't have been able to do that.
No.
But that was pure cinematics, and it set up Batista and Shawn.
I had to have like a piece of paper for me to be able to.
How about
build this?
We put a pin in that.
Okay.
For a future show.
Okay. Well, for next week.
Yeah, for sure. So SmackDown, like I said, going to USA this Friday.
Okay.
3-hour premiere. Bunch of surprises are planned.
The Rock is going to be in SmackDown?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, so we don't know.
We don't know. But I think it's going to start setting up that bloodline picture. Roman's supposed to be there too.
That's good.
It has been announced that it's Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. No interference. Cage match.
I like that.
Cody's going to win.
He has to win. He doesn't have to win, but I think
there is a
not to have him win.
Fan want for Roman to cash in his rematch clause. Make it a triple threat match. I don't see it happening.
I do. I do because that builds up the feud between Sikoa and Roman, and it
see.
Look,
if you're trying to set up the triple threat bloodline match,
that would be best case scenario. Look, best case scenario for
Ladies and
everybody.
gentlemen, Luis is putting on his Booker hat.
Best case scenario is Roman Reigns comes back to SmackDown. He says, "I want my rematch clause. I want my rematch clause. Survivor Series. It's going to be a 3-way fight. Hell in a Cell."
Nah, they're gonna do fucking war games between the bloodline. That's the plan right now.
At Survivor Series?
As Survivor Series.
Okay, so this is the way I see it happen. I think Roman Reigns inserts himself into the Survivor Series match between Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. They have a really good match.
SmackDown. They're on SmackDown. It's the premiere.
Yeah,
on
so
USA.
Yes, yeah. He announces this during that.
But it's a cage match.
Even better. Even better. So, as I was saying, Roman Reigns inserts himself into the match. He announces, says, "I want to I want to cash in on my rematch clause. Now it's going to be a fatal 3-way. Have a really good match."
Triple that match.
What's the difference? What's the difference? Tell me, what is the difference between a fatal 3-way and a triple threat match? What is the
Because
difference?
it's not a fatal 3-way.
What is the difference?
That's just the name.
Okay, so what is the difference?
It is a triple threat match.
Okay, triple threat match / fatal 3-way. We have that match, and if you know what the fatal 3-way is versus that one, then
Triple threat's better.
They have a fatal 3-way or triple threat match. They fight really well. Everybody is getting their shots in. It builds that storyline within the ring between Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns.
Cody has to win.
Let me finish. So they build that up. Roman Reigns spears Solo Sikoa, either injures himself at the same time, somehow knocks himself out,
Or they hit the cage.
Or they hit the cage and they're both injured. What's the other guy's name?
Cody.
Cody Rhodes pins Solo Sikoa, retaining and not making Roman Reigns look bad.
Now let's think about this. Because remember I said, he acted like he was talking to Solo because Solo asked him if he was ready for his rematch with someone that, because he says, "Oh, I would have beat you if it wasn't for Roman."
Yes.
At SummerSlam. And he was like, he starts describing the person he wants to fight, and he's talking to Jacob Fatu, which,
Yeah.
So it kind of creates a little friction toward the future. So the match is announced, and then they go on to have an 8-man tag team match. Bloodline dominates. Cody didn't wrestle that on SmackDown.
Shut up.
Giovanni Vinci finally appeared on SmackDown after being drafted back in fucking April, May. Kind of like Odyssey Jones.
Okay.
Loses in 5 seconds to
great.
Apollo Crews. I don't know what they're trying to build with that.
I don't think they should do... What?
I think his mic is on.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
So, you interrupted us to say that?
Hey, can I have my pain pills?
They're in my backpack.
Oh.
So Vinci loses in 5 seconds to Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're trying to build with this because
They have to build Apollo Crews up.
He had the vignettes. No, Vinci had vignettes for his return.
Oh, really? Okay. So they're trying to build them up strong.
And then he
I remember you saying that.
loses in 5 seconds. I don't know what the goal is here. I don't know if he just pissed somebody off. But
I hope they do something good with him.
and then Kevin Owens had a disagreement with both Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Challenges them both to a triple threat match. Kevin Owens wins.
I like that.
And then on the premiere of SmackDown, it's A-Town Down Under versus Kevin Owens and a partner. We don't know who this partner is yet. And then Bloodline dominates the 8-man tag team match between DIY, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano and the Street Profits.
Okay.
Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins.
Okay.
And that's wrestling for the week.
For the week.
NXT, they're doing some awesome stuff over there. They've had TNA championships defended on NXT.
I think that's how you build up the show. I think that's a
And
good thing.
it looks like their Moose is going to come over.
The who?
Moose. They call him Moose. I don't really know who he is.
He's from TNA?
He's a black guy. I do know that.
I think eventually. I could be wrong, but I think eventually WWE takes on, like buys out TNA.
Vince tried a long time ago. It's not going to happen.
No, but I think it happens. And they keep it its own brand.
It's a working...
Is TKO a public company?
No, it's private.
That's perfect. You can buy that company out without letting anybody know and still keep that relationship. Keep building it up.
I mean, that's good if you're trying to keep kayfabe, yeah.
Exactly. And it's perfect for this type of industry, right? Like, you don't have to let anybody know. And if it's a private company, they don't have to disclose it.
This is true.
They're already building a relationship.
Yeah. But talents are also able to go elsewhere and wrestle for, like, New Japan or GC.
Oh, keep TNA how it is. You don't have to change TNA. Just buy TNA.
See, I don't know anything about TNA right now.
I don't know anything about TNA, but if they're gonna...
They used to be it was like a 6-sided ring. Not a four.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. That's back when Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, even Ed Hardy.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
That was Percocet Kurt Angle. Perky Kurt.
Is that what they call him?
Yeah.
That's
He was
funny.
on all kinds of... He was an alcoholic and a druggie. And that's the reason why Kurt Angle left WWE, because he wouldn't get clean.
Ah, I know that.
Yeah.
So much for drinking milk.
But he also injured his neck
Yeah.
at WrestleMania 19. Then 2 months later came back where he broke his neck.
Broken freaking neck.
And then he came back, broke his neck again. He was just a...
No wonder his neck is non-existent.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to wrap up with for the wrestling. I
I
mean,
like that.
you want to go into the screw job, or are we doing that another time?
No, we'll do it in a different episode. So he kind of gave it away. The next episode, or one of the next episodes, is going to be about the Montreal screw job. What it was, what it wasn't, who was involved, and what you didn't know.
Exactly. Hey, also, I think we're going to do a watch along.
Okay. Chesco, come sit over here. Come sit over here, Chesco.
What happened?
We're going to have a conversation about what a watch along is to you and what a watch along is to me. And
Can y'all just move the chair?
no, you have to sit right here.
Why?
Because this is our setup, okay? It won't be a long setup. We're just going to have a conversation about what you think watch along is, because we've done watch alongs, and the fact that we disagree on what a watch along is baffles me. I am perplexed.
What up?
We are planning on doing a watch along
Two?
to the Vince McMahon docuseries. That's
To the
6
Vince-
episodes.
Okay. What is a watch along to you, Steven?
So we watched it, and then we react to it as a watch along.
So what are we watching along to?
They're watching us watch along,
Oh, so they're watching us watch the...
but they can watch along with us.
That's what I thought.
So how would they do that if it's not live?
So,
They
80 83 weeks. Eric
Woo!
Bischoff.
No, I don't know him. Look,
Yes, you
this is
do.
what-
Yes, you do. You know who Eric Bischoff is.
Oh no, I don't.
Yes, you do.
To say yes.
So
No, I'm not following the difference.
the
I don't know who
podcast,
this dude is.
the podcast,
Mhm.
you can go back and watch their very first listen to the very first episode,
Yes.
and you can do a watch along that way. So it will be into the.
Look, all
They're not watching along with us.
They can.
They can if they want.
Oh, so
to.
they'll turn on the TV, put it on the episode as
We
as
can-
we're watch. As
we could
as
be
we're
like, hey.
recording.
Yes, we're hitting play
in
now.
5, 4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press play, and we do a watch along
And
that
you know,
way.
him and I didn't talk about this.
No,
it
we
was
didn't.
just common sense because it's on Netflix. So it's
September
not,
25th.
the watch along we did was
I-
a live
I-
fight.
I agree.
There is no press and play on that, and there's a multitude of people looking for that same event at the same moment.
Yeah.
The event we're planning is not like that.
It's not live.
Yes, it's not live in the least bit. It's a lot of people are gonna watch it at different times. So I think we have to offer the same service, meaning, look, we're gonna watch this and we're gonna react to it, and you can watch it whenever you want.
You said it. You hit the nail on the head. It's not.
It's still a watch
It's
along.
not a watch along video. It's a reaction video.
It's a watch along reaction video.
No, it's a reaction video. Watch along. You watch along.
I literally just did one with a podcast that happened 3 years
Hey,
ago.
where are you cheating with us?
No, you did not watch along.
I watched along with.
reacted, or you watched a reaction video while you were watching something.
I was listening to what they were saying.
Look, this is what Luis does. This is what Luis does. Luis
Look,
loses the point,
Definitions matter.
and then he just starts nitpicking every single
Definitions
little word.
matter.
So we're going to do.
We just told you that you can watch along, not live. We're not
It's
wrong.
still a watch along.
You're still watching
A
along.
definition of a watch along is you watch along us live. That's
So,
watch along.
We're doing
If
a
you're
watch
not
along.
watching along with us live, then you're watching a reaction video. If you're watching two
No.
things at the same time, then that's okay. You
You're
can
listening.
do that. But that's not a watch
Because
along.
we're on Spotify too. You can listen.
And now y'all.
Or listening along. No, you're listening to a reaction
It's
video.
a watch along,
No.
whatever. No matter what he says.
Now y'all understand why I call Luis a woman. That's why. Because it's like he is arguing over the silliest point.
No, because definitions matter. And if you're
They
going to
do.
call me an idiot,
I didn't call you an idiot.
what'd you call me?
Probably an idiot.
Oh.
But like,
So September 25th is docuseries coming. I don't know when we're going to do it yet, but we're doing one.
oh, so the decision's been made?
Yep,
All
exactly.
right, look,
Look,
this
I
is
don't
how-
mind doing
This
it.
is how it went down. All
It was a
right?
tag.
I put it on the group text. I'm like, hey, I think this would be a cool idea.
Yes.
And then Luis came up with the idea, do we have the ability to live stream? And I was like, what are we going to live stream?
If you're doing a watch along, I would my first reaction, first of all, every watch along that we have done has been live.
That's that.
So initially I was like, okay, we're watching along, or we're creating a watch along on a live video. Exactly how we've done in the past. So the fact that you wanted to do something different confused me initially.
But then I explained it. You asked
And then
how.
you said
and
you were
then
still
I
confused.
put on the group text, they can watch along while we watch it. It's on Netflix. I put it. And then you sent some random dude on Twitch or whatever.
Oh no, I just put a video. I just put
He
a
was sending us random shit.
yeah.
He was being pointless after a while.
I was
Like,
sending you a watch along video that somebody was literally
the
doing.
guy was
on
playing
the
video
moment.
games.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he was watching.
We don't do video games.
Yeah, the
What's
guy
wrong
you
with
said was playing video
Look,
games.
that's a watch along.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what the hell he's
Watch
talking
along
about.
me playing video games.
You're like,
No.
I have no idea what he's talking about. And then
So Eric Bischoff, back to that.
Oh my God, why are we back to
NWO,
this guy?
WCW.
You know who? Like, if
Yeah,
if
you know who he is.
wrestling, if you know Goldberg, if you know those people, you know.
You know who Eric
You know
Bischoff
Eric
is.
Bischoff. Look him up. Look him up right now.
Look, I'm not that interested.
You know him.
Look,
You
I refuse.
know him.
Listen,
But
I refuse to.
Don't
acknowledge
forget.
this guy.
to like, comment, subscribe. We're on Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast.
Peace.
Yeah, yes, okay.